In this video, we're going to be doing an unboxing, test, and review of the new Braun 3-in-1 Quickconnect light kit being offered by Harbor Freight. Now, the part number of this new light happens to be 56200. And for those of you who have been familiar with the Braun flashlight series the Harbor Freight's been offering, you can definitely see that there are some similarities between their new light and the existing slim bar folding LED light that they've had for a little bit of time out now. Now, the part number of this particular light is 63958, and we'll go over some of those similarities in this video here today. However, our focus is going to be on the new 3-in-1 Quickconnect light kit. And I'm going to put a link to both of these lights for you down below in the description, so you can head on over to Harbor Freight's website and do a little bit more research there for yourself. Hey everyone, welcome to Javo's Garage. On this channel, we do tool reviews, garage projects, and how-to car repair videos with a focus on providing the in-depth details to help you either make an informed buying decision or to get your job done right the first time. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Let's get started with doing a general overview of our new Braun 3-in-1 light kit. On the outside of the front of our packaging for our new light, it just has the Braun 3-in-1. It mentions it has the Quick Connect option on it, and it is a light kit. You have your three heads here, as you can see. You have your flex shaft head, you have your slim bar folding head, and then you have the flashlight head, and then here we have the body of our unit as well. Now, along the side here, it mentions that the flashlight attachment, which is here, is rated at 320 lumens. The slim bar folding LED light is rated at 421 lumens. There is no lumens rating listed for the flex shaft on here. So let's turn over our packaging. And on the back side, some of the things it mentions on here: has a super bright white LED light, it works while charging, has a rechargeable lithium-ion battery, charges from any powered USB cable, and the cable is included. It mentions it has three connecting interchangeable heads, and then down here at the bottom, it just lists some of the specifications in terms of runtime. For example, on the flashlight, it says it will run up to 6 hours and 40 minutes. For the slim bar, up to 7 hours. And for the flex shaft, it says it will run up to 97 hours. One thing to keep in mind with these type of specifications is this flashlight will have a high or bright setting, and then it has a low or economy setting. I'm sure that these numbers are based off of using the economy mode, so if you're in the bright mode, it's probably going to be a bit less. So that's everything we have on the outside. I'm anxious to get inside and open this up and see what's inside. If it's half as good as their existing light, and I have two of these, this one here is about a year old, and I've used these things for many projects. If it's half as good as this light, this thing's gonna be amazing. So let's get this cut open, let's see what's inside of here, and then let's really start getting into the nuts and bolts of this flashlight. Now that we have everything out of the package, let's take a closer look at all the different features of this flashlight. Now, this here is the storage case that it comes with. As you see here, has a zipper there around the side. Inside, you'll find that you have your owner's manual. You do have your extra USB cable that's here, as well as you have your magnetic swivel hook that is included for your base, and I'm going to just set that off to the side. And so all your attachments will actually go over here on this side. Your flashlight body goes here, your slim light bar in the middle, your flexible shaft goes in through here, and then your hook goes over on this side, and then you can put that in there and zip it up. Goes great inside your glove compartment, in the trunk of your car, or in the shelf of your toolbox. Real nice padded sturdy case that it comes with. However, I want to get into the main flashlight itself. So let's take a look at the main body. Let me move some of these out of our way so we have a little bit of room here to talk and work with this. So here we have the main base of the unit. As you can see, they're very similar in terms of the length of the bases. They're going to be pretty much identical in terms of that. Where the differences lie is this one here is attached, where here you have your ring that is for your Quick Connect lighting system. They both have the lighting button that's on here, and that is a lighted button. And basically how that works is when you turn it on, it's going to light up in green, indicating you have a good battery in the system. When your battery begins to drain down and it's going to need to be charged, that will actually turn to red to indicate that you need to recharge your system. Now when you plug it in and actually charge it, while it's plugged in and charging, that will be red, and when it becomes fully charged, that will actually turn green to indicate that it's done. They both have the USB port that's located on the back side, and that's where you'll plug it in to be able to charge it. And you can plug that into any USB powered outlet, and that will go ahead and it will charge your flashlight. So we have the buttons covered, and we have our USB charger. Now back here is your magnetic base. These things have an amazing magnetic base, and just to give you an idea, I brought out a 5-pound weight here, and you can take your light and it will mount right onto there, and this here will actually lift a 5-pound weight with no problem whatsoever. So it's got a good, sturdy, strong magnetic base, and that way it'll attach as you're working on your cars or whatever the case you might be that you need to be able to attach your magnet to. It will do that. One of the things I'll mention though is I've run into over the time I've had these, and I've had this light for about a year, and that is sometimes because the magnet is so strong, as you're taking it off, you kind of have a tendency to kind of twist it as you're taking it off. So if your light ever stops working, check your base, because what I've had happen is I've loosened up the base on accident by pulling it off, and once I tighten the base, my light starts working again. I have 2 of these lights. I've had them both for a year. I use them at least 4 to 5 times a week under all sorts of different conditions, and I've never had a problem with my lights charging or holding a charge or anything like that. They've just held up and done phenomenal. So inside of our base, you'll have your rechargeable battery that's located in here, and you'll just twist this off like this. And inside of here is your rechargeable battery. Now this is a 3.7 volt 2600 milliamp battery. It's a type 18650, and according to Harbor Freight, it takes about 4 hours and 45 minutes to be able to recharge that. I do not believe that they offer those batteries to be able to buy them as a replacement or maybe to have a spare. You probably can get those online, but once again, I have never had an issue with my other lights in terms of their battery life and how well they've worked, so that is nothing that is of any type of concern for me. In terms of our Quickconnect, this here is our green ring here, and that's what enables us to be able to do that. So I have my flashlight head here, and all you'll do is you'll line that up and push it in until you hear a click. Now that you know your attachment is in, and it's a good, firm, sturdy click, I like that. It's something where it's firm. You know that it's clicked in and that it's in position, and you know your light's in place. So once again, if you press your power button once, you're in low mode. Press it a second time, you're in high mode, and this flashlight's pretty bright, and we're going to do some tests later in the dark so that we can actually see how well that these will do. Now speaking of our flashlight head, this is a nice aluminum housing. It's got an O-ring seal on here, so that way it helps keep dust and moisture out of your flashlight system. If you're out working in the rain or working in your shop, it'll help keep the dust and the moisture out. It is not an adjustable beam, however, you do have your high and low modes that you'll be able to actually use with this light as well. It's pretty lightweight, but it's also a tough aluminum housing, so this will be durable in our long-term use. Now next we have our flex head shaft that we can actually attach to it, and I wanted to check and get a measurement so we can see. And this is a 16-inch flex shaft that we have that's available for it. And once again, we'll just take that, we'll push it in until we hear a click, and there we have it. And so with this one here, what these are designed for, this isn't going to give you a broad beam like your other 2 attachments. This is for a real tight area into a tight space. So it's not going to be super bright. It's going to light up just a real tight area. And so we have our low mode, and then we have our high mode here. Where something like this is ideal for is when you're working down, you want to look, say, maybe look down a spark plug well, or maybe look down inside that spark plug hole inside to your cylinder, and just to be able to look for debris tree or to be able to do an inspection, that's where a light like this comes in really handy. As I was playing with it and looking at it, it actually occurred to me another thing this light would be absolutely fantastic for was for all you hunters out there, this would be a great bore light. So once you're done cleaning, you can kind of put this in there, be able to do an inspection, make sure you got everything cleaned out of your barrel, and just be able to look at it through that way. So it has many uses, and this is something that's definitely going to come in handy. So now we'll just take that, we'll pull this, and we now remove that attachment. Now we're onto the slim bar folding light with it, and this is the one everybody seems to like because this light has been so popular. When this light first came out, it took me like 2 to 3 weeks to be able to get one. I had to go to all sorts of stores here in my town. Finally, on the third store, I was able to find one after a period of time. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and attach that, just like that, and now we're attached. If we set these side by side, you'll see they're very similar in length. This one here is going to be about 3/4 of an inch longer, and that's due to the fact we have our Quickconnect system that's located here in the middle. However, if we take these and we line them up straight at the base, you'll see they're virtually identical in terms of where the base is at, where the swivel is at, and in terms of the overall length. Where you'll notice a difference is on this one here, you're going to have like this little loop here on the end so you can hang it on things of that nature, to where this one has a light that's built into the end to act as a flashlight. Wasn't very bright, but it does have the flashlight option for you on it. Now with your slim bar folding light, this one has a 180-degree rotation that's available to you, as well as 180 degrees this way. What you get with your Quickconnect system here is now you will actually have a full 360-degree rotation this way, and you still have your 180-degree rotation in this movement as well. So you have a lot of different lighting options that are available to you as you be able to use them. Now this one's rated at 421 lumens, where this light here is rated at 390 lumens. And so both of them are very bright. I've loved my lights and they do great for me. So we have those on there. Now we have our, I'm just going to disconnect this so it gets a little bit easier to work with. Now we have our magnetic swivel hook base, and how this works is you'll just take that and push it onto your handle just like that. And so this does have 2 magnets built into the back here. It's not as strong as what you'll get on the base of the system, but I do have a 2.5 pound magnet here. I thought we'd try it and see how well it works. I think it will do pretty good with that. And it does lift a 2.5 pound magnet. However, it will not lift a 5 pound magnet, so it's about half the strength as the magnetic base on it, but at 2.5 pounds, that's very respectable. You can easily mount this up into an area that you're working and be able to use it. What I do like is the fact that it has this adjustable hook on it, and basically this hook, it has 180-degree adjustability on it as well. So you can take this and you can mount it so it's coming down at an angle for you, or you could be like this. You have some different options that are available. Where I think this would come in great is if you're working, say, under a sink and you don't have something that you can actually use your magnet to attach it to. This is something you can hook on a line somewhere. The other great thing I was thinking of with this is when you take it and go camping or you go hiking, this is something inside your tent. You're not going to have anything metal that you can attach your magnet to, but you could hook this up in the top part of your tent and you'd be able to light your tent up. You could hook it up on a branch outside if you want to be able to see at night. You have a lot of different uses that are available to you with this hook. And so this thing comes with a lot of great features and options that are in here. I'm anxious now. Let's get this into some real world scenarios. Let's try it out and see how well it does. It's nighttime and I'm back out here in the garage. I'm standing 20 feet away roughly from my 2 toolboxes that are down there by my garage door. I've gone ahead and I've installed the light bar attachment into our flashlight. We're going to go ahead, turn off our lights, and give this one a try. So there's our high setting right here. There's off. So here's our low setting. And there's our high setting. So as you can see, that puts out a pretty good amount of light. The light bar works a bit different. It's kind of a more spread light as opposed to a beam like the head of the main flashlight, but you can see here we have good lighting that we could actually come in and be able to light up a workspace like so. Really impressed with it. I really like it. Just to give you a comparison, here is the slim folding LED light, and let me turn this one off and we'll turn this one on. So here is the high for the slim folding light, and we'll go ahead and turn that off. And then here is the high for the 3-in-1 light. Now I've gone ahead and installed the flashlight head onto our 3-in-1 light. We're going to do the same test again. We're going to turn off the lights and try it on high and low. So our lights are off. Here's our low beam, and there's our high beam. And you can see this one's much more focused in its light and it travels much further. I think we'll take it outside and see how it does at a further distance, but here at 15 feet to 20 feet, this is doing really well. My toolboxes are at about 15 feet here. The garage door there along the back is about 20 feet away because I'm standing at the rear of the garage. So this puts out a really good amount of light, and with it being able to work as long as it does, this is a great option for you to have in your toolbox or in your glove compartment in the car. Now we've moved outside and I have my flashlight attachment still in my 3-in-1 light. I'm going to put it on high and let's see how it does outside. So here you can see here, we're moving further down. That pile of snow you see right there is about 40 feet away from me right here. And I'm going to kind of just move our camera over. There's my neighbor's truck, and that's at least 50 feet away, and it just totally lights up his truck. If I go across the other side, there's one of my neighbor's cars there about 75 feet away, and it's completely lighting up their vehicles as well. Now if I shine it down the street, I wish you could maybe see that off in the distance there, but there's a stop sign way down there, and it's actually illuminating that stop sign down in the distance. Now that stop sign is, we are the second house on our block, and that's clear down at the end of the street. So that is probably 8 houses away to be able to light up that stop sign. And if we go even further down that, our street dead ends 2 blocks away, and there is like a little sign down at the end of the street that indicates that. And when I shine my light up there, way off down in the distance, I can see this light reflecting off of that sign that's almost 2 blocks away. But I certainly can see it reflecting off of the stop sign down there that is 1 block away. For our flexible shaft attachment, I have a piece of 1-inch EMT that's 40 inches long, and I have a 36 millimeter deep impact socket, and we will use the EMT to simulate doing a pipe or a bore inspection, and we'll use the socket to emulate doing either a spark plug well or maybe a cylinder head inspection by looking down through there. So let's see how it does on our socket now. So I'll tilt this a little bit your way, and we'll do it both ways, but here you can see it lights it up really well down inside of there. So if you were trying to look down inside of a small area and get an inspection in, this would easily light up the area for you, as you can see here. Now we'll flip it over to kind of simulate maybe a spark plug opening, and as you can see, this will fit down in there, and it totally lights up the work area inside, so I would be able to look in there and do an inspection. This is a great little feature to have. So as we get down to the end of our review and testing here, I'm kind of torn with what to say. Now, I always try and come up with something that I think should be improved on these things, or some things that I don't like about it, and quite frankly, I had a hard time finding that with this flashlight. Now, about the only thing I'd maybe like to see improved on it would be to actually have our flashlight head be adjustable so we can adjust the beam on it. Other than that, I gotta tell you, I'm at a loss of what to say negative about this light. I like everything about it. I like the aluminum housing. It's sturdy, it's tough. Being able to change out the quick connecting heads is quite easy to do. Only takes a second, and when it does it, it's got a positive lock. It's firm, they're not loose, they don't rattle, it's not flimsy. The battery life is amazing on this thing. They're easy to charge. You can charge it in your car. You can charge it at your house. They're easy to get charged up on it. I like the 3 adjustable heads. They all have great uses and specific purposes. So I don't have to buy 3 lights. I can just buy 1 and everything's been taken care of in one purchase. Now, the only other thing that people always like to complain about is, I guess I wish I could get it for a little bit less price, but I got to be honest with you, and that is at the price point that they're offering it at, I think it's a really good deal. Now, as Harbor Freight's known to do, from time to time you could get a coupon for this flashlight, and if you could, then it becomes a phenomenal deal. So in any case, you can't go wrong buying this light. I think you're going to be really happy with it. Now, if you've gotten one of these lights, why don't you do me a favor, leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you like about your light and maybe what you would improve with it. And then if this video has been helpful to you, if you would, please hit that like button for me. It just lets YouTube know you like my content. And if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, hit that subscribe button and stick around with me. Thanks for watching.